Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. This is the year in review for 2022. Decided to do that this time instead of a regular top of the blogs this week because it's the end of 2002, you guys. We got to close out the year and talk about all of the full of fucking negatory that went down. Y'all down? All right then, you guys, let's get to it, shall we? So this was going to be a top 22 stories of 2022, but I had more than 22 subjects, I think, and it was easier to just kind of group some stuff together and then give it to y'all that way. So this video is going to be kind of long, so it might be 3 parts, okay? Because I'm trying to keep the videos at 30 minutes and less. So I have a feeling that this is going to be 3 parts. Now, also a disclaimer. I didn't write no notes down, you guys. We going straight, like the other day, we going straight off the top of the head because I am on vacation and writing down notes was like too much work. Okay, I'm still in vacation mode. How was y'all Christmas, by the way? Did you guys have a good Christmas? We had a very nice Christmas. It was very low key. You know, usually every other year we go out of town for Christmas. We didn't go this year. We didn't go last year either. So we were all home. And, you know, when you don't have little kids in the house, Christmas is not the same, you know. I mean, it's still nice to get the gifts and be with family and everything. But the kids, the babies is the one that makes things exciting, you know, just for them to see what they're getting and everything. We all grown. We done all told each other what we wanted for Christmas. Everybody knew what they was getting. It was just a matter of getting it, you know? So it's like totally different now. It still was very nice, but I mean, I think we opened our gifts at like 11:30. I remember, and it's so funny because back in the day when the kids were little and they used to wake me up at the fucking crack of dawn when I had just finished wrapping gifts and putting them under the tree about 4 o'clock in the morning. And here they come at 6:30, like, Mom, come on, let's go. Let's open the gifts. I'm like, all right, you know, dragging down there because I never put my gifts out until Christmas Eve because that's when Santa is supposed to come. But I would actually put them out now early. But of course, I have Blue and Louie, and they will fuck with the gifts if I have them out early. So I didn't put them out. You know, we don't put them out until Christmas Eve night. So, but it was actually very nice. It was cool. Mr. been cooking his ass off, well, up until Christmas, and now he's chilling. But you guys know I got my chitlins. Y'all know I don't want to hear nothing about my low vibration foods. All you new niggas that don't like chitlins and whatnots, y'all already know. Y'all been around here for many, many years. Y'all know how I feel. And I am especially excited about my chitlins this year because last year and the year before I was not able to locate. But shout out to the Roxstar that sent me a DM on Instagram and was like, Roxanne, they have chitlins over at the Walmart in Union City. That's not but a hop, skip, and a jump away from me, you guys. So baby, I jumped in this car and I rushed on over there and they still had them. But a few days after that, they were gone and they haven't gotten them back. So I feel very happy to get those, you guys. And I actually just went to the store now and got me some hog maws and ham hocks for my greens. And I got some black eyed peas and some Jiffy. And, you know, so and we got rice and stuff. So that is our New Year's Day meal. You guys know for good luck, you're supposed to have something green. You're supposed to have some pork. And you are supposed to have a man be the first one to walk in the door of your home for the new year. It's all these, you know, traditions that we like to do. So, yeah, that's what's happening over here. I'm about to go, when I finish this, I got to take down my Christmas decorations. You know, I love my Christmas decorations. But it's always dreaded taking them down. Like, it's exciting putting them up. But that takedown, child, I ain't for it. But I'm going to take the shit down tomorrow. I think Friday is going to be my free day. And then, of course, Saturday, I'm going to be cleaning my already clean chitlins. We don't fuck with the bucket, okay? Now, if all we had was the bucket to choose from, then I wouldn't be eating chitlins no more, because I'm not cleaning. The bucket is just completely gross. I mean, it is just totally gross. So when they came out with the already clean chitlins, yeah, I was 100% for it. Okay. So, yeah, that's what's happening over at the It's Rocks household. Been on vacation. Mr. been home all week as well. Didn't have any traveling for work. We just been in this house bored. Like, child, we've been drinking and shit. It's just been like, what? But it's still been very, very nice. And I actually will be on vacation one more week. So next week, you know, I'll be back to my productive self. But baby, I ain't even put no clothes on yesterday. A toothbrush ain't even hit this mouth yesterday. Don't tell nobody. And speaking of toothbrush, I'm still trying to get this fucking tooth pulled. So also, I'm just talking. I know. I'm gonna get to the stories, you guys, but before I get to it, if you live in the Atlanta area and you have a suggestion for a very good oral surgeon / dentist in the Atlanta area, then could you please let me know? I need a referral. I have to get this tooth pulled, and I am having a hard time tying down the oral surgeon that usually is at my regular dentist. Okay, just niggas. Don't answer the phone. Don't return calls. Nigga, I was on hold yesterday trying to get an appointment for an hour, okay? And let me tell you, I took a picture of my screenshot of me being on hold, and I wrote that motherfucker an email. I was just like, this don't make no sense. I don't know who is in charge over there. Anyway, y'all ain't came for that, but yeah, I need a referral for an oral surgeon. A good one, you guys, please. Somebody that you trust and that you've been to. And you know that can get the job done, okay? And just a reminder that it's not the last tooth, but it's the second to the last tooth on the bottom. So when I'm doing my videos and I open my mouth real wide and y'all see that hole, just act like you ain't seen it, okay? Because right now we ain't getting no bridge, we ain't getting no fucking implant. Because, bitch, I had a whole bunch of shit to pay off in 2022, and I did it. I am very proud of myself. I did it. I had a lot of shit. Okay, between the taxes, between Blue being sick, between regular credit card bills, between past tax issues, just a lot. Okay, so I got it all situated, and now I'm ready to pull this tooth out, and then, you know, maybe in another year or two I can bring myself to get this fucking implant. But $5,000 on an implant on the back tooth right now is not at the top of the list, and neither is a bridge. And yes, I know my teeth will move, and I don't give a fuck. I have retainers. I will put that on, and hopefully that'll kind of hold them together a little bit. Okay, if a bitch need to, you know, we'll put a little something in there to kind of hold the spot. But anyway, you guys, I'm rambling now. Let me let me get on to the story. Let me figure out, have I got everything off my mind? It's the New Year's coming. We'll be back to Real Housewives of Potomac and Love and Marriage Huntsville. They'll be back this week. So, you know, videos will be back as usual next week. Okay. All right. Now that I guess I got all that housekeeping. Oh, somebody asked me to tell them happy birthday, child. Who was it? I don't know why you guys have me want me to do these, because I don't never remember who it was. I didn't take down the note. Oh, I did not. I know who it is because they actually said that they had a really rough birthday, and it was on Christmas, and actually their pipes burst in their home, and it was a big mess. So, you know, they asked me to give them a birthday shout out, and I am giving you a birthday shout out. I get so many messages in my DMs, you guys, that I have lost track of who the person is, but you know who you are. Whoever's birthday it is that was on Christmas Day that I was having a conversation with about you being in the studio, and a studio apartment, and the pipes burst, and all of your things were, you know, affected. You know, my heart goes out to you, and this is a special birthday shout out, okay? And yeah, that's it. I'm sorry I don't remember the name, but that's exactly why I don't like doing it, the birthday shout outs, because I don't be remembering, child. I don't be remembering. Anyway, you guys, all the shit from 2022. Let's get to that. All right, you guys. So like I said, this is real laid back. So if you one of them people that really a stickler for facts and you need to do your research, one of them kind of folks, maybe you just need to click off today, because I'm not going to be giving you all of that. I'm just giving you the memory, okay, and how I feel about it. And that's going to be it. But if you need to have like the specifics, you can go back and watch the top of the blog video that I did in the past, or you can go on the internet and do your own damn research. Shit. Y'all, I'm on vacation, okay? I am on vacation. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, but I can't wait to get up there and make me a glass of wine. First story, you guys. Well, I guess since it started at the beginning of the year, let's talk about the January 6th attack on the Capitol. That was when the insurgents, the MAGA people, the extreme right wing politics believing folks, the ones who love RoeVsWade and are extremely loyal to him. This is when all of those people gathered up like a fucking wild group of banshees. And after RoeVsWade had given a rousing speech on how we have to take back the Capitol, they all walked down to the Capitol and wreak havoc. Okay, I mean, broke down the barriers on the outside of the Capitol, broke the doors down, broke in the windows, and was climbing through windows. We even had somebody that got shot that was trying to come through one of them windows. It was a fucking mess. They had the people of Congress terrified because these folks did not know what was going on. All they knew was that these people had been sent down there by RoeVsWade to, they were trying to stop the confirmation of Joe Biden being elected as president. Okay. Of course, that did not happen. The only thing that it did do was delay the confirmation votes. But yeah, it was the big melee. They were after Mike Pence because RoeVsWade specifically said that Mike Pence had let him down, didn't take charge, and refused to do the confirmation. Of course, Pence said that he didn't have that right, going by the Constitution. Those are not things that he had any control over. They wanted to get to the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and they were in people's offices and stealing stuff, took mail out of Nancy Pelosi's office, took things off of the wall, damaged, vandalized. They had people from Congress hiding in closets and people trying to hide to get away, and just a mess. Just a mess. They said Mike Pence was this close. I think they said that the crowd was about 1 minute behind him, as him and his team, and his security and his family, actually, his wife and child was there, I believe, which was actually interesting. A lot of people's family was there that day, because even Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who was just so happening to be doing a documentary type thing for Nancy Pelosi, she was, they were there. So she was actually recording all of this that went on. But anyway, they were going to kill Mike Pence, I believe, if they would have got a hold of him. I believe that they would have killed Nancy Pelosi if they would have gotten a hold of her. Those were the two people that they were after. Of course, they didn't get to them, but, there's still people that's trying to get to Nancy Pelosi. Just recently, her home was broken into. She was not there, but her husband was attacked with a hammer, and that actually I believe, was the reason why she has decided that she will no longer, that she's going to retire after this, after her last round of being the Speaker of the House and everything, because it's just not worth it at this point. And I'm sure her husband was rattled, and you just don't know. People are fucking crazy. Okay. And so the attack happened, and Republicans and Democrats alike were very upset about this. When it happened, they were trying to get WSAP to stop the crowd. WSAP took many, many hours before he begrudgingly sent out a message, actually got onto the camera and said, that you're all good people, but, finally you guys need to go home. So this had been like 6 or 7 hours of all this fucking terror. And then he finally said that they needed to go home and everybody took their ass home. Now, all that shit happened. We all saw it on the news. And I mean, I sat there and was just flabbergasted. I was just like, I cannot believe that this is really happening. And fast forward to now, honey, half of them Republicans will act like none of that happened. Okay. Many of them still blindly follow either WSAP or the agenda of WSAP. I think that just the agenda of what he had, not necessarily a Trumpster anymore, because they only followed him because they were afraid when he was in office, because he was a fucking petty ass. He's one of those ones that's going to retaliate. He's going to go after people and all of that. So they were scared in place. But now they don't really have to be like that, because they've now taken on almost like his persona, his ways, and they've made them their own. Ron DeSantis and Ted Cruz and many other people that are around the United States, that we know have aspirations to run for president now. Now they're acting like it was no big deal. Mitch McConnell and not Mitch McConnell, what's his name? But anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. What's the name of the damn, the leader for the Republicans? Oh boy, Chuck. No, Chuck is the Democrats. Anyway, they were all trying to say that it didn't happen or it wasn't that big of a deal and all of that, even though we have, is it Mitch McConnell? It may be Mitch McConnell. We have them like arguing, yelling and screaming at WSAP on video, telling him to stop these people from coming, and all of that. But they've changed their tune, and now they're trying to say that it's not that big of a deal. So that committee that was created, the January 6th committee that was created, has Republicans and Democrats alike on there. And they finally came up with their findings after the committee, reported to us all of their findings, which was riveting TV as well, because it was just like they had so much stuff that we hadn't seen. I mean, it wasn't anything that was shocking. It just was more of what we already knew was going on, but you get the, behind the scenes shit that was going on. And it was funny to see that some of those people weren't really scared. They were more pissed. Okay. A lot of them were really, really mad that all this was going on, and, that it had delayed everything and stopped. But I'm sure the initial feeling was probably fear, but then they had all kind of just got pissed. It was like, this motherfucker done sent all these crazy ass people down here, And then, of course, after all that happened, WSAP, kind of left the people high and dry. The ones that supposedly, that one that was doing that crazy ass wild call on the Congress floor, with the big moose head and the fur shit on, and they had zip tie. Child, just foolishness. But the January 6th committee was like, okay, yeah, we gonna go on and take care of this. Well, at least we got suggestions. And so they basically suggested that Department of Justice press charges against WSAP. Now, we still don't know if this is going to happen. There's still issues with his taxes. The motherfucker don't want to release him. I mean, WSAP just gets away with so much. I don't know if I feel like he has the blind following of so many people as he used to. Like I said, there's been other people to take his place. So we don't even need a Donald Trump anymore. There's other people now that are willing to kind of be the same way that he was, if not worse, see what worked for him and take it and make it their own, and then do their own shit on top of that, so it never ends. But anyway, they've suggested that charges are pressed. Okay. And we'll see what happens with that. We know about what's happening in New York and all of that. They, charged his organization, the Trump.org, I think is the name of it. Was it Trump.org? Is it Truth? Anyway, whatever it was, they charged the business for fraudulent shit and all kinds of. I mean, it's just ridiculous that RoeVsWade is still seriously looked at as a person that should be running this country again. Okay. I just want him to be charged with something. I don't think the man's gonna go to jail. But I just need him to not be able to run. I just need him not to be able to run, you guys. That's it. Yeah, a lot happening with that case, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Do you guys think that they're gonna press charges against your boy? I just really I gotta see. I won't believe it until I see it. I won't believe it until I see it, because he gets away with everything, you guys. Everything. Next story. Another big story of this year, 2022, was the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Okay. And that was the monumental court case that protected women and allowed women to have abortion rights all over the United States. Okay. We have been hearing for some time now that the Republicans and the pro-life people were trying to get this overturned. I never, ever thought that it would happen. I never thought that it would happen until RoeVsWade made it into office. Once RoeVsWade made it into office, I realized that so many things that are firmly in place, that I thought were firmly in place when it comes to the law and what is and isn't allowed, that shit can obviously be overturned. Okay. And it went all the way up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court being very conservative. You guys know we've had issues with them being, they did the Supreme Court justices and the assignment of the justices wrong when Barack Obama was in office, and he actually should have been able to make a choice of somebody on the Supreme Court after someone had passed. They didn't let him do it. Okay. What is going on? I keep on seeing a piece of hair. Like, do I see? I feel like I see it anyway. And then Ginsburg never retired. She decided to stay on, which was, that was her choice. But when she stayed on, she wasn't when she ended up dying, there wasn't a Democratic president in the office. Trump was in the office. So that allowed him to put somebody in her place. And then somebody else retired or some shit. And so anyway, long story short, we ended up having the Supreme Court, the majority of them being conservative Republicans. Okay. Of course, we now do have, Supreme Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is the first Black or African-American woman to sit on the, to sit on the court. But still, that's not going to be enough. We have the conservatives, and like I said, they went on in there and they was just like, yeah, we ain't, that's not constitutional, and we're not gonna make this be national. We're gonna put it in the hands of the states. So any state can decide whether or not they want abortion to be, to be allowed. So that means that certain states, like if you live in the South, basically the southern states are still very much, this is the Bible Belt. And so, they don't want you to be getting abortions. We have the heartbeat law out here in Georgia. Some places have flat out just ended abortion. You can't get abortions. It's not even just the South, but it's all, it's spread out throughout the United States, but definitely down in the South is just not happening. That heartbeat law here in Georgia is, once the heartbeat is detected, you can't get an abortion. Well, that was what it was, but just recently a judge here overturned that, so I can't tell you what exactly. And it's funny because the judge overturned it right when I was in the hospital, because I had to get like an ultrasound, and I was talking to the ultrasound lady, and she was telling me how just the day before there were some girls there that had found out, one girl had found out that she was pregnant. Her and her friend were there. The girl had found out that she was pregnant, and she wanted to get an abortion, but she couldn't get the abortion because they had already detected a heartbeat. And the day that I actually was in the hospital, when I went to the urgent care, was the day that the judge actually said, nope, we gonna scratch that, and that's not constitutional, and people can get abortions right now. So that lady, the ultrasound technician, was wondering if that girl was going to, try to make her appointment for her, to get her abortion done, or go where she was going to get an abortion done, because the day before her and her friend were trying to decide if they were going to go fly to another state where it was allowed. Just a random story that was actually I just remembered. But anyway, I just couldn't believe they actually overturned Roe versus Wade. That has been like a staple. Like, we've known about that for years and years and years. I was like, so you guys gonna come up against segregation? Brown, what was it? Brown versus whoever it was. Like, are you guys gonna start? That's why they had to go in and lock in place the Marriage Protection Act, because they might have came after, not only the gays, but really they could have come after interracial couples as well, so yeah, y'all, that was a whole lot going on. I couldn't have, these politics, honey, the POLITRICKS, this is the POLITRICKS section. The POLITRICKS of the United States has really been something else. Since COVID has happened, it just seemed like shit has been off the hook. Actually, since YSAP stepped his big ass in the damn, office, it's just been craziness ever since. But yeah, that was also a big story in 2022. Next story. We can talk about student loan debt cancellation, sorta. Okay. Would have loved for them to cancel all of the debt. Of course, that was never going to happen. The student loan debt is somewhere near trillions of dollars, child. So what Joe Biden said he would do is he would forgive $20,000 of student loan debt. Okay. All you had to do was fill out a really quick, all you had to do is put your name, your address, your phone number, your email address, and your social security number. If you didn't do that, then shame the fuck on you. Because I done told y'all a million times to go and get that done. Okay? Because even though $20,000 might not take care of all of your student loan debt, bitch, when's the last time somebody just handed you fucking $20,000? They not sending it straight to you, even though we thought for a minute, just for a quick second, that they were sending the money, the checks. So they were like, the checks are going to go out. And everybody was like, the check's going where? Nigga, don't send no $20,000 check to this house. And honey, that was me, Joe, and Jada. So that would have been $60,000. Don't do it. Okay, even though I would have been right, and I would have been like, no, I would have went on and sent it wherever it needed to go. But there are many, many people who are in dire straits, and many, many people who aren't. Okay, but these $20,000 is a lot, and that a lot of people would have been holding on to that money. So yeah, they wasn't sending it straight to the people. They were sending it to whoever your student loan was with. That was what it was going to be. But there were some states, I think there were 6 states, that felt like Joe Biden shouldn't be able to just do such a sweeping type of law like this, and that it needed to go before Congress. So they put a stop to it. So it is on hold right now. The Biden administration will have you believe that that's just a temporary thing, and that it is still going to happen. Just, what you should do is go in and put your name, go in and still put your information in. And then when everything is clear, then they'll send out the $20,000. So I'm telling you guys, y'all need to go on and do it, because ain't no telling what might happen. They might take that shit down and be like, okay, all of the ones that already signed up, they'll get theirs, but we can't help the rest of y'all. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it. $20,000 is better than nothing. And even though I did have a little bit of sarcasm when they finally told us that they were going to give us $20,000, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because it do take a little bit off, child, just a little bit in my case, but it still does help. And, there are many people who already had paid off their loans that were mad about it. I was just like, you just a hater. I'm just sorry. That's it. You a hater. Okay. Don't be mad. Just go on and just be glad that you did what you were supposed to do. But there are many people that need the help and haven't been able to do what you've been able to do. Okay. So let them folks get their damn help. All right. And don't be in my comments fussing at me about it. Shit, ain't nobody getting the money right now. Yeah, that's it on that. What other story we have for POLITRICKS? This story, who would have ever thought that we would be talking about a WNBA player, Brittany Griner, in POLITRICKS, okay? But that story quickly became a political story when Brittany Griner got onto the airplane, like she has been doing for 17 years, playing as a professional basketball player over in Russia. Okay. This time was a little different because when she got on the plane and flew over there, the war between Russia and the Ukraine was starting up. So literally, after she had left, the organization that she played for, the basketball organization, they had told the players that were going overseas to play, like, you guys don't need to go because the tension is too much tension going on, so don't go. Well, she was already gone. When she got there, went through security, had hash oil, which is just the oil, like the marijuana oil, whatever they call it, CBD oil, not marijuana, but anyway, the oil that people do when they vape. She had some vape pens in her luggage, which she probably has done for many years, but just timing, you guys, bad timing, wrong place, wrong time, and they snatched her up and they put her in jail. And yes, I admit, I understand that, she did something illegal, and, people shouldn't be able to just do, you have to follow the laws of the land that you're in. I understand all of that, but them sentencing her to, what was it, 7 years? Was it 7 or 12 years of, like a harsh prison camp in Russia? Yeah, it was too much. And it was obvious that they were using her as they were using her. The Russians were using her to try to get something out of America that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to get. They know that the optics of like the administration leaving a woman over there in prison, and then a black woman, so we can start talking about the political parts of that, and then a gay black woman over there in jail. Like, they knew that the Biden administration was probably getting a lot of pressure from a lot of places to do something about getting her out. And, long story short, they did negotiate a trade. They gave up the arms dealer. What was his name? Well, I was about to say Victor Rolf. That's not the name. That's a designer, isn't it? What was his name? I can't even think of his name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. He's the arms dealer that they used to call like Dr. Death or something, who had like this hard on for Americans and said that he was going to kill a lot of Americans and all that. Anyway, they let him out of jail, traded Brittany for her. And there was way more shit, that came after that because people were upset that, she was freed for this person. And what about Mr. Whelan that's still there? And yeah, it's just, listen, we got Brittany out. Yes, it would be good if we can get Mr. Whelan out as well, and anybody else that's over there. Okay, so we just gonna celebrate when the people get out. That's just what it is. But child, I never ever I didn't even know who Brittany Griner was before all of this happened. I actually just read a story yesterday where it's saying that her and her wife are trying to, reconnect basically with all the shit that happened and the trauma that they've been through, that I guess has been difficult for Brittany to come back home and now try to figure out what her life is, after being in jail over in Russia for all that time, so that's sad. I hope that, they're able to overcome all of that, and the love that they have for each other, hopefully that it will continue on, and that they, that their marriage won't suffer because of this. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it, all I got on my notes for POLITRICKS.